Year 3 is Humanities, and we're looking again at chronology this week. Just to remind you that chronology is a really long word for something quite simple. Chronology means putting things in the right time order. Last week, I got you to put your own life events in the time order, and I said that you were born sort of around 2014, and then you were a toddler in 2000, and it shouldn't be 14, it would be 17, wouldn't it? And then in the present now, this is us, because it's 2021, all jumping around, and it even showed you how a timeline can go into the future, and there you are toddling around as an old person. But timelines can go further back than 2014. They can go right back to prehistoric times, right back to the dinosaurs, even before that. And of course, so can the future. The future goes on and on and on, what we hope it does. So, we looked at a timeline last week that went all the way back from the year 2000, all the way back in time to zero, the year zero. I wanted just to recap how we say dates in history because it's a bit strange. So in maths, we say 100, 200, 300, and then we get to 900, and then it becomes 1,000, and then 1,100. But in history, we don't. We say it like this. So count with me. The year zero, the year 100, the year 200, 300, 400, 500, the year 600, 700, 800, the year 900, the year 1000. And when we get to 1100, we say it in a funny way. We split it up into 1100. So after 1100, there would be 1200, 1300, 1400, 1500, 1600, 1700, 1800, 1900, and the year, is it 2000 or the year 2000? It's the year 2000. Okay, so it's a strange thing, but we just got to get used to it. This week, I'd like to show you how the timeline is divided. Do you see the zero here? Do you see him? Because I'm just about to borrow him. Check out the zero, because I'm just about to pinch him for the next slide. There he is. Can you see him? Ponk, ponk, ponk. When you come to do your timeline this week, you're not just doing a timeline from zero all the way to the present, as you in 2020. You're going to be doing a timeline that also goes beyond, back beyond zero. It's a bit of a strange idea, but don't panic. Hopefully I'll explain it to you. So we know that the timeline goes up in hundreds, but it can also go back in hundreds. And personally, if I was designing it, I wouldn't have done it like this, but this is the system we've got. At zero, the timeline starts to become a bit weird, or even weirder. It looks now like I've got two 100s, because as I jump back in 100s, it's almost like I've started again. It's a bit weird. And to help us remember which 100 we're on, historians have come up with a way of labelling them. And any dates this side of zero, going that way, are called AD dates. And any dates this side of zero, going that way, are called BC dates. Basically, at zero, Jesus Christ was born. And the system they came up with was this. At zero, any dates this side, we call dates basically to do with Jesus' birth, and they were Anno Domini. In other words, I remember it's after he died. So dates here are after Jesus died, and dates here are before Jesus was born, before Jesus Christ. Okay, so I've got your blue dates going that way, and your yellow dates going that way. So if I said I had AD 200, it's a blue date. Where would it be? AD 100. AD 200 would be there, and AD 200 BC would be there. 102, yeah, it would be. Note that the BC comes as a suffix and the AD comes as a prefix. Bit weird. AD 500 would be, that's 300, that's AD 500 would be there. So 500 BC would be there. Let's check. 0, 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, and it's on the BC side. Okay, so when you come to do your timeline in your book, draw 10 centimetres to 0 and label them hundreds. And then from 0, draw another 10 centimetres and label them in hundreds. But to sort them out, remind yourselves that this side here are all BCs, and this side here are all ADs. Okay, it's a bit weird, guys. One last thing before we leave this slide is that the year 500 BC, AD 500 is much closer in time to us than 500 BC. 500 BC is so much further back in time. So although it looks like they're the same dates, 500 and 500, they happened at totally different times. Your task this afternoon is to draw a 20 centimetre timeline, put your 0 in the middle, and show me both AD and BC dates. And then place these, we'll just do dates actually today, place the dates in chronological order, just like I've done. You could do, if you wanted to, is explain which year would you prefer to live in, AD 214 or 214 in BC. Okay, love to see what you do.